Hello students. So we have completed up to part number 6, light reflection. Okay, and in part 6 we had discussed all the cases related to convex lens. Okay, that was the image formation using convex lens. Now in part 7 we are going to discuss about image formation using concave lens. Okay, so as we have already seen that how to draw the concave lens. Okay, so this is the activity number 10.13. Okay, so the case number 1. See here, what we are going to observe is wherever we will put our object, okay, we will have the image between optical center and f1 or over the f1. Yes. Okay, so this thing we are going to discuss here. Okay, the case number 1. In case number 1, similar as we have done in case of convex lens, we are going to do in concave lens. Okay, so the position of object in the first case, let us take the position of object at infinity. Means light is coming from infinity, our object is there at infinity. Okay, so if we take or if we use rule number 1 says in case of concave lens, when a ray of light comes parallel to the principal axis just after refraction, it appears to diverge from focus 1. It appears to diverge from focus 1. Okay, so here we are seeing that one line which is above the principal axis, another one which is below the principal axis. Okay, so we used to see that both are meeting at f1. Okay, so what does it mean? When two reflected rays, okay, either they are extended or they are meeting actually. Okay, so if they are meeting, then the position, that will be the position of image. Okay, so here the position of image is at f1. Okay, now so the position of image is at focus f1. As we had extended that reflected ray in the backward direction, so they are meeting virtually. If they are meeting virtually, then before that let us talk about the size of the image. Size of image, that is the point size. Okay, now nature of image. Now as they are meeting virtually, so actually they are not meeting. It means what? The image will be virtual and erect. As we know that the image which will be virtual, that will definitely be erect. Okay, so this was the case number 1. Okay, in another case, now here I have taken position between C1 and F1. Position of object between infinity and optical center, anywhere. You want to take over the C1, you want to take over the between C1 and F1, you want to take beyond C1, anywhere you may take. Okay, you will get the similar result as in this case. Okay, now as I have selected the position between C1 and F1, so the object is AB. Okay, now AB object is there, so position of object is between infinity and optical center, no problem. Now if I use rule number 1, which says again a light ray parallel to the principal axis just after refraction, it appears to diverge from the focus. Okay, so this is the rule number 1. Now we need one more way. Okay, so for that we use rule number 3, that is any light which moves from or which moves through the optical center, it simply passes, it does not refract back. Okay, so we get a point here. Okay, so that point is nothing but what? This is the intersection point. So we see that the image will be formed here. Okay, now if image is formed here, then we see that the image is between optical center and f1. Yes, optical center and f1 image is formed. Okay, the size of image, it is smaller than object, or you may say that the image is of diminished. That is what? Diminished. Okay, now nature, again nature, because the virtual lines are meeting, so that is virtual and erect. Okay, so this was all about the image formation using concave lens. That is activity number 10.13. Okay, now let us move towards the final topic of this chapter. Okay, that is sign convention and lens formula and magnification. Okay, so let us begin with the sign convention for spherical lenses. Okay, Now sign conventions, these are similar, okay, similar to that of what mirrors, okay, in lenses. Okay, let us discuss. So any type of lens, suppose here we are having a lens, okay, now this is left side, this is right side, as we have already discussed. Okay, now this will always be positive according to the Cartesian coordinate. Sorry, this is going to be the negative, this is going to be the positive. Okay, if we talk about the upper portion towards y-axis, so this will be positive, here downside this will be negative. So according to that, our object will always be here. Yes, if image will be found in this direction, then that will be what, positive. If image will be inverted, then that will be what, negative. If image will be what, erect, then that will be the positive. So lens formula is 1 upon v minus 1 upon u is equals to 1 upon f. Okay, remember, as we have seen in mirror formula, what we have written there, 1 upon v plus 1 upon u is equals to 1 upon f. Yes, or we were also writing 1 upon u plus 1 upon v is equals to 1 upon f. I told you at that time that you have to write v at first and then second, and then after that you may make a short trick that at the place of plus we have to put a minus for a lens formula. But if you are using this u here and this v here, then this will be wrong one. Okay, so remember this very important one. Okay, after lens formula, let us move to mirror formula. Sorry, magnification. Magnification is nothing but what, m, that is what, height of image upon height of object, or that is equals to v upon u. Remember, here we are not having any negative sign, no negative sign is there in lens. Okay, that negative sign was there in case of mirror. Okay, so this is lens formula and magnification. One more thing, which is the last part of this particular chapter, that is what, power of lens. Power of lens. Okay, it is denoted by P. What is power of lens? Okay, it is nothing but what, the degree of convergence or divergence which is achieved by lens. Okay, that is termed as power. Okay, so power is, and the formula for this power is, this is the reciprocal of focal length. Okay, this is the reciprocal of focal length, where the focal length should be in meter. Focal length should be in meter. Okay, so this is nothing but what, the power of a lens. Okay, now see the unit of this, unit of power, that will be nothing but what, diopter, capital D. Yes. Okay, so this will be what, diopter. Remember, okay, and then this diopter, the diopter will be nothing but what, 1 upon meter, or meter inverse. Okay, so remember this very important one. Okay, now see, so from here we may conclude that according to the focal length the power will be there. Okay, suppose we are having students used to have spectacles, so they have negative power. Why negative power? Because up to 40 we used to have a problem or defects which we are going to see in our next chapter. Okay, so that is what, concave lens. We used to have concave lens, and the focal length of concave lens is what, negative. So that's why our power is used to be negative. But when we used to move for the senior citizen or our grandparents age, then this focal length used to be positive because they use what? Convex lens, and convex lens is having what? Power, focal length positive, so the power will be positive. Okay, so okay, this is nothing but what? In meter. Okay, suppose if it is given in centimeter, then what? Suppose this power is given in centimeter. Okay, suppose let us take an example. Say the power, sorry, power is not in centimeter, focal length. Suppose one question. Okay, suppose a optician says power of your lens is plus 2d. Okay, plus 2d. Then focal length, what will be the focal length? So let us see. So power is equals to, we know that 1 upon focal length. Okay, so from here focal length will be equals to what? 1 upon power, and that is equals to what? 1 upon 2. So that is equals to how much? 0.5. Okay, now we know that the power should be in what? Meter. So this is in meter. Now see, so, and as we know that 1 meter is equals to what? 100 centimeter. Yes, so I may write it as 0.5 into 100 centimeter. Yes, so that is nothing but what? 50 centimeter will be the focal length. Okay, yes, okay. So if that is in meter, and if we need this particular one in centimeter, then simply we have to divide it by 100. Okay, so this is power of a lens. Now one more thing, opticians use, or many a time we used to see in high definition cameras, high resolution cameras. Okay, so they used to have more than one lenses. Now why they are using more than one lenses? So they are using more than one lenses just for the higher resolution. Higher resolution means what? They are increasing the power, they are increasing the clarity. So it means what? Whenever the number of lenses will be combined to get a particular, or to get an image. Okay, then in this case the power of individual lens, okay, the power of all these individual lenses will be algebraic sum of all that. Okay, so total power will be in that case nothing but what? The algebraic sum of all these lenses power. Okay, now see here, individual power, okay, they all will have their own sign. Yes, with their own sign. Okay, remember. Okay, so this is nothing but what? The combination of power. Okay, or sorry, the combination of lenses, the power of combination of lenses. Okay, so this was all about the power of lens. Okay, so in this way the theoretical portion of this chapter finishes.